If you like your women in cages, being handed explosives, waitress table dancing, waking up in strangers' hotel rooms, random police searches, and passing out on the beach, then I'm going to share the best places and times to go out for nightlife in Playa del Carmen, Mexico to avoid long lines and overpriced scams. If you haven't started drinking yet, Senor Frogs will be more than happy to solve that problem for you. I suggest the North location by 22nd Street. This is going to be a good option both day and night. They were throwing a 90s party when I went there, and they pulled out all the stops with the decor, from CD-ROMs to Rubik's Cubes to this random beer in a cooler. I wasn't sure if they were free and you could just take one. During the day, it's a pretty chill vibe and good spot to start your drinking adventure. They also play American music, which is why I like coming here. At night, however, it gets a bit more risque and turns out into an all-out club fiesta. What I like about Senor Frogs is there's no cover, drinks are about $6 after tip, and you can stay here as long as you want until roughly 2 or 3 in the morning. Bar Loco is one of the most popular bars here in Playa del Carmen, but gets extremely crowded at night, which is why I suggest coming here at around 8 p.m. before the line gets too long, and is just a few blocks away from Senor Frogs. I've heard it can be a bit of a hookup bar if you're looking to meet someone, which is probably why it gets so crowded at night. After 11 p.m., it's standing room only. You're shoulder to shoulder with every other person here at this bar, but if you get here before 10 p.m., you'll get a more chill vibe like this. You can get any beer you want as long as it's Corona or Victoria, and they're only about 35 pesos. Another great feature is this sidebar here. You can look out on Avenida Quinta and watch the show across the street at the Bloody Mary without having to pay 86 pesos for a beer. At 9 p.m., you're ready for nightlife, but if you don't want to pay cover, follow this little hack. Come to Mamba, the jerk cuisine restaurant, and get here before 10 p.m. It won't be too crowded. It's on 12th Street next to all the other nightclubs. And make sure you get a table by this ledge here, you'll see why shortly, and just chill out until 10 p.m. That's when it transforms into a nightclub, along with the place across the street, Prana, and you now have a front row seat to the live entertainment. If you're looking to see a show, I highly suggest the Coco Bongo. It's one of the most popular nightlife attractions here. Just look how long this line is. They say to get here at 10, but this was about 10:45 p.m. and people are still shuffling in, so you probably get here until 11 p.m. and you won't be missing much. It's also on the same street as all the nightclubs on 12th. They play music videos, have live performances, have tons of lights, confetti, balloons, everything you would want for a great nightlife experience. This footage is from the Coco Bongo in Cancun, but I heard it's very similar to the one here in Playa. It is a bit expensive, budget about $100 per person. I would suggest upgrading though, because if you get the base admission, you have to stand the whole time. At least that's how it worked in Cancun. 11 p.m. is when the real clubbing starts at places like Mandela, which charge a cover. All these clubs are on 12th Street right by the Coco Bongo. While they technically open at 8 p.m., if you get here before 11, it's going to look like this and be practically empty. Expect to pay a cover on the weekends of roughly 100 to 300 pesos, but if you come here on a random Wednesday like I did, they let you in for free. So there are 4 main clubs around here. However, one of them closed down recently, Abalango. I haven't seen it open in months. And I only see these women dancing on the weekends at certain hours. I used to see them much more often, but it looks like they're cutting down. So what's great about having all these clubs next to each other is you can just go to another one if you get kicked out for being too drunk, and they'll be none the wiser. You also need to go through a metal detector to enter these clubs, so please leave your knives at home. If you prefer listening to music on a roof, you can check out Clandestino. It's a very popular club, and they play a lot of EDM music. I asked how much cover was. She looked at me and told me 300 pesos, I'm guessing because I'm American. Another option is Santino around 8th Street. I like this place much better because when I went to ask for cover, they actually had prices posted and it was only 100 pesos. As for clubs that don't charge a cover, this is what you get. It's right across from Coco Bongo. And their cheapest beer is 100 pesos for a Dos Equis. I wasn't really feeling the vibe, so I just took my beer to go because it's legal to drink on the street. But what's not legal is to possess drugs. The police can and will stop and search your belongings with or without any reason. This happened to me twice already in Playa del Carmen. I was simply walking home from a bar around 1 a.m., not doing anything, and the police just came up and searched through all my pockets looking for drugs. So to change things up, I later went to a different Senor Frogs. There are 3 locations in Playa del Carmen. This one's on 8th Street. So it's basically like a club, but there's no cover, and I find it a lot more fun. The people here are great and very hospitable. They even reserved my spot at the bar at the first Senor Frogs when I left, telling them I'd come back at 1 a.m. So this is around 12:30 a.m., and you can see this party has no signs of dying down. I'm surprised I was even able to get a spot at the bar here. There's always an MC who oversees all the entertainment and organizes activities amongst the guests. These are typically drinking competitions where the prize is getting a free shot. I participated in one at the first Senor Frogs, but lost to 2 Mexican nationals. The guy who won was visiting from Mexico City, so make no mistake, these Mexicans can drink, and they can drink fast. And when they do, they're not shy about getting on stage here at Senor Frogs. As we approach the 1 a.m. mark, things can get a little raunchy. A few alternatives to Senor Frogs that are going to provide a similar vibe with no cover are Dick and Willie's. Fa is usually pretty crowded, and they have live music. They also have the best happy hour from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. You can get a beer for only 30 pesos. Another good option is Guandola. This is a brand new location as of 2024. It relocated. It's now on 10th Street, and they have pretty cheap beers as well, and they play sports, as you can see. And another good spot is this Cerveceria. It's right across the street from the Senor Frogs on 8th Street, so you can see it's not as loud, but it's pretty busy because they have cheap beer. After 1 a.m., head to Dirty Martini Lounge, which is conveniently located just around the corner from Mandala and all the other nightclubs. The main benefit of this bar is that it's open until 2 in the morning. They'll stop serving at roughly 1:45 a.m. And when I came here last night, I ran into one of my bartenders from the same day, so it must be good if the bartenders come here after their shift is over. You'll see it's a very friendly crowd with karaoke and fun music you can listen to or sing along to as you make regrettable decisions. They also have a 2-for-1 deal on Tuesdays. You can get 2 martinis for the price of 1, hence the name, the Dirty Martini Lounge. When Dirty Martini Lounge closes at 2 a.m., everybody just comes here down the street. It's not well known. It's called Santino's Trattoria, not to be confused with Santino's nightclub. And it's pretty reasonably priced, and it has an amazing crowd because these are people who want to stay out until 3 in the morning. I've met a few other local bartenders here and some tourists from Mexico City. At 3 in the morning, we develop a drinking problem, as they're no longer allowed to serve alcohol. But you're allowed to drink on the street, so order your last beer up until 2:59 a.m. and you can bring it out with you. This is going to be a very different crowd from what I'm used to in bars. A lot of these are locals or Mexicans. I don't see a lot of American tourists out this late on the street wandering around. The main thing people are doing now is getting food at these cheap taco places on 10th Avenue. And I've also seen locals selling tacos out of the back of their truck with a makeshift kitchen. I wish I took some footage of that, maybe next time. And some of these musicians will play until 4 in the morning with people dancing along. You've also got these rose peddlers I see quite a lot of at this hour. They're very aggressive in asking you to buy a rose, which may work if you're trying to seduce your future ex-wife. And I see a lot of these girls here just standing around. I'm pretty sure they're working girls, if you know what I mean, because when the police show up, they immediately run away. But they're really just trying to suggest everyone go home, which is probably some good advice around 4 in the morning at this hour. But hey, only 4 more hours until 8 a.m. and you can start drinking again, so why not just stay up all night? Thanks for watching until the end, and hey, please like and subscribe. It would really help my small channel out. And for the best day drinking bars, check out this next video here for my Playa del Carmen bar crawl.